in creating the front and the side, make sure that the body are aligned. Okay, make sure that the body is aligned too from the top to the front. So let me just show you how I create the buttons here. Okay, the gradient is the same that I use. That's why I say it's quite fast. You can color drop the first gradient tone, which is 229 and 180. So the gradient will be from left to right. So once that's done, I will copy the same shape here, right? And then I will just eyedrop the highlights. When I eyedrop the highlights, I need to make sure that my highlights here is sitting close to the profile edge here. Okay, you can adjust from the bar here, press G, or you can adjust directly there. Okay, so that's for the side button. Let's say for example, if you want to create these rounded edges, right? Let me just double check what's the double edges here. It's about 0.2. 0.2. So let's say for example, if I have a, let me just draw something for you fast here. Okay, let's say for example, I have something like that. Let me just reduce the stroke so that you can see. Okay, how I create this is I just double click here again. So it's about a point two. Let me just double check. Yep. So I can just uh, unlink here and then click 0. So there I will have my button. Okay, is that fast? So you can draw a square and then you can adjust directly from the left corner, unlink the edges, and you have it. So let me go to my other button here. It's the same process here and the other one. So let's say for example you done this, right? What you need to do then is to just copy and paste and then bring it here. Make sure it's aligned to the top. Okay, the reason why it's a radius, right? Sorry, it's a circle. So the diameter here and the diameter here and the diameter here is the same. So you can just copy, right? For this shape here, it's the same process. You can copy paste and then bring it down. Take note because the rounded edges only affect the side here. Okay, from here to here you can have the gradient this manner. For the rectangle piece, the minus sign, what I did for the gradient is that I have an extra shadow. So the shadow, let me just open up the gradient so that you can see. It falls within the profile again, and then I use a black and a white for the edges. Transparency I use about 40 and then multiply. Okay, for the top is the same. You can eyedrop from the circle button. Okay, for the plus point, the only difference here, right? Let me just lock this shape. Is that I can copy and paste this minus shape here. What I need to do then is to, okay, if you can see, right, what I did here was, let me just lock my highlight. I copy my, shadow here. I bring it here. Then I do a direct selection. I pull it closer to the edge. Estimate. Okay, you can just adjust after that. So from there, what I need to do next is to open up my gradient bar. Make sure it's about the profile edges. You can estimate from here too. So once that done, that will give the so-called the soft edges of the minus button here. So when I bring it inside, right, there will be these round nice edges here. The shadow for this corner here is basically just a triangle. So that triangle is a full black, multiply opacity. I drop it to 30, and then I just put it at the edge here. Make sure that when you draw, right, the edge of the triangle do not fully close. What do I mean by that is that, let's say for example I fully close the edge, it will look kind of weird, right, because there's a missing gap here. So drop it close near to the fillet edges here. Okay, so that is for the plus button, the circle button, and the minus, and just delete all those that I do not want. Okay, this here is basically, let me just lock all my stuff. Okay, this here is actually just a pen, meaning a pen stroke. Let's say for example I can take a P and then I pen stroke it down. Okay, for the pen stroke, for all my dark values is a full black, you can see here, and then I use multiply and then I switch it to 60 so that it's not that harsh. Okay, for all my highlights, which is in white, full white here, you can double check, is in screen 50. The edges here, right, how do I get this shape is I put a circle. It's just that way. If you don't put a circle, you will have these edges here, which is hard to clean up. So I will just use a circle to cover it up. Okay, it's the same for here. It works the same here again. The reason why the shadow is at the top is that when the light is cast here. Okay, let me just draw a line so that you can see. Okay, let me just draw my lights. Okay, if you can imagine, this is your light bulb. The edges here, right, close to you will be highlighted. The edges here, right, which is not closer to you, will always catch the shadow. Same here again. The one that reflect the light here will be in highlight, whereas opposite will be in shadow. So from here, right, you can follow the same so-called rendering, shadow, and highlight. Let me just change to the sides. It's the same process here again. Shadow, highlight, shadow, highlight. Please do not do, let's say for example, take the highlight at the top. Because why? You need the shadow first, followed by the highlight, so that when you zoom out, you can see that idea of a curved uh, parting line. Okay, the next one that I'm going to share with you is how to create the let me copy paste this down. Okay, is to start to create this all the patterns here. Okay, in order to create a pattern, I have already given you a set of instruction here. Okay, the pattern is hex by column. The gap is 1.7 by 1.7 mm. Okay, the full black here, right, let me just double check, is normal, opacity 80, is in diameter of 0.7. The slight gradient here, normal also 80%, is in 1 mm. So let's say for example, how do you draw that? Let me take my ellipse, a 0.7. Okay, make sure double check if it's a true circle, 0.7 by 0.7. So once that done, you will have something like that. Okay, it's a full black, so let's just change it to full black. Just now was normal 80%. Okay, just double check, normal 80%. Okay, the one at the back, the diameter is about 1 copy, paste behind. I can always change from here. Next, 1, 1. I need to switch to gradient. So notice here the gradient mode is diagonal from dark to light. Okay. So what I can do is that, okay, so now I already have my gradient, which is something like that. I need to inverse it, right? I can always drag, drop, or I can just reverse it. Okay, drag and drop. If you still cannot remember, you just need to press G and then drag and drop where you want your gradient. Let me just delete this again. So now to create that pattern, it's a hex by column 1.7 by 1.7. So how you create that? One way you can do is to drop this into your swatches, double click, it will open up a pattern option. From here you can have the selection of uh, brick by row, brick by column. We are going to use hex by column, and then from here you can change to the parameter that I gave, which is 1.7 by 1.7. You will have this nice grading. Then you just press done. That will create a pattern here. So let's say for example, if I have a shape, circle shape here, right, it will fill up the patterns. Okay, so right now I have traced out the shape. I will just bring it inside so that you can see, and then fill with my shape. So that's all for start. Make sure to switch off your outline if you have any. Okay, let's say for example you are done with that. Now I need to fill up this shape here. Okay, let's say for example I have already traced out. Okay. So what I can do next is to just eye drop. Oops. Okay, if you can't, you can just click. Let me just change to normal back again. Okay, let me just undo. Okay, the reason why here, right, I need to lock this guy up and then bring this layer to the front. You do not forget you're always working with layers, and then when working with layer you need to be quite organized. Okay, from there let me just switch on my patterns. So now I have my grooves. Remember to switch off again. Okay, after I have my grooves, right, how do I get that nice dimples here? Okay, the dimple here is the basically a gradient, sorry, a Gaussian blur of the black and the gradient, which is already here. All right, let me just open up. So the value here, right? Oops, let me just click here so that you can see. So you can see 115 is here. You can see 254 is here at the center, and then the last one I use is a 255 by 255, and then angle. Okay, the one in the center here I use a normal 100, right, full black. So Gaussian blur, I wanted three packs. Sorry, 3 pixel. Okay, so once that done, you can go to effect, blur, Gaussian blur, 3 pixel, press OK. So once you have that, in order to copy paste to the side, I just press alternate, and then to duplicate I just press alternate down and press Ctrl D. In the next video we will cover the balance.